Welcome back, everybody. Today we're solving questions on polynomials. Let's go straight to it. Number one, given that a and b are the zeros of the polynomial f of x equals x squared minus x minus 6 with a greater than b, and that g of x equals f of x plus 2, find Roman figure 1, g of a plus g of b, Roman figure 2, g of a minus g of b, and Roman figure 3, g of a times g of b. Okay, that's supposed to be simple. Now, f of x equals x squared minus x minus 6. X squared minus x minus 6. And a and b are the zeros of f of x. To find the zeros of f of x, we have to make f of x 0. Let f of x be equal to 0. And that simply means x squared minus x minus 6 equals 0. Now we can solve this equation by the factorization method. And how do we do that? Multiply x squared by minus 6. That gives us minus 6x squared. Now we think of two factors such that when we multiply, we get minus 6x squared. And when we add, we get minus x. Those factors are plus 2x and minus 3x. So instead of writing minus x here, we write 2x minus 3x. That simply means x squared minus x minus 6 equals 0 is the same as x squared plus 2x minus 3x minus 6 equals 0, which means x into bracket x plus 2 minus 3 into bracket x plus 2 equals 0. And that means x minus 3 times x plus 2 equals 0, which means x minus 3 equals 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. And that means x equals 3 or x equals minus 2. So the zeros of f of x are 3 and minus 2. And we are told that those zeros are the same as a and b. And the bigger one is a while the smaller one is b. That simply means a is 3 and b is minus 2. Yeah, a is 3 and b is minus 2. Now the first question says find g of a plus g of b. But we know that g of x is f of x plus 2. So I need to find g of x to be able to find g of a and g of b. G of x is f of x plus 2. That simply means wherever I see x in f of x, I write x plus 2. So that means x plus 2 squared minus x plus 2 minus 6. And that, of course, we know that f of x is x squared minus x minus 2. So wherever you see x, you write x plus 2. That simply means x plus 2 squared minus x plus 2 minus 6. That's what we do to find g of x, which simply means x squared. If we expand the bracket, we're going to get x squared plus 4x plus 4 minus x minus 2 minus 6. And that means x squared plus 4x minus x is 3x. And then 4 minus 2 minus 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus 6 is minus 4. So g of x is x squared plus 3x minus 4. That simply means g of a, which is g of 3, is equal to 3 squared plus 3 times 3 minus 4, which is, that's 9 plus 9 minus 4. It's 18 minus 4, that's 14. And g of b, which is g of minus 2, is the same as minus 2 squared plus 3 times minus 2 we're just putting minus 2 in, substituting minus 2 for x in g of x. Wherever we see x here, we put minus 2. Plus 3 times minus 2 minus 4. And that, this is going to be 4. 4 minus 6, that's minus 2. Minus 2 minus 4, that's minus 6. So g of A plus g of B is therefore 14 plus minus 6, which is the same as 14 minus 6. And that's simply 8. Now Roman figure 2, the whole of this is Roman figure 1, by the way. The whole of this is Roman figure 1. Now to Roman figure 2. That says find, Roman figure 2 says find g of A minus g of B. I think I should, yeah, g of A minus g of B. So g of A minus g of B will be equal to 14 minus minus 6. G of A is 14 and g of B is minus 6. And that simply means 14 plus 6, which is 24. And the third question, which is Roman figure 3, is g of A times, this dot simply means multiplication, times g of B. And that means 14 times minus 6, which is minus, that's 84. That's minus 84. And that's it, very simply. We go straight to the next, which is number 2. I'm going to copy the question and paste it down. Number 2. Yeah, this is number 2. Now let's paste it where we're going to solve it. Number 2, yeah, this is a question. That's number 2. Now let's go ahead and solve that. One of the roots of the cubic equation x cubed plus 2x squared minus 19x minus 20 equals 0 is 4. Find the sum and product of the other roots. Okay, this is the solution. If the cubic equation is x cubed, let me just call it f of x. Let f of x be equal to x cubed plus 2x squared minus 19x. Oh, okay, it's already an equation that is equal to 0. Yeah, the cubic equation is, I'll leave it as x cubed plus, I'm just leaving it as it is, plus 2x squared minus 19x minus 20 equals 0. Now one of its roots, I didn't even copy that. I didn't paste that where I was supposed to paste it. Yeah, let me copy it here. I think I should have cut it. I didn't paste it where it should be. I should paste it on that number 1. Yeah, it should be here. So let's paste that here. Now, one of the roots of the cubic equation, one of the roots of a cubic equation, one of the roots of a cubic equation, one of the roots of the cubic equation, x cubed plus 2x squared minus 19x minus 20 equals 0 is 4. X cubed plus 2x squared minus 19x minus 20 equals 0 is 4. Find the sum and product of the other roots. Okay, this is the cubic equation. How do we find, or one of its roots is 4. That means x equals 4. If x is equal to 4, that simply means x minus 4 is a factor of f, is a factor of the cubic equation. Now to find the other roots, x minus 4 is a factor. That's what it means. Now to find the other roots, we can divide the cubic equation by x minus 4 by one of its factors, which we already know. And that simply means x cubed plus 2x squared minus 19x minus 20. X cubed divided by x is x squared. And we multiply the whole of this by x squared. That simply means x cubed, x times x squared, x cubed, minus 4 times x squared, minus 4x squared. We subtract x cubed cancels x cubed. 2x squared minus 4x squared. That's 2x squared plus 4x squared, which is 6x squared. Now then we bring down the next term, which is minus 19x. We go again, 6x squared divided by x. That's 6x. And then we multiply the whole of this by 6x. X times 6x is 6x squared. Minus 4 times 6x is minus 24x. And then we subtract again. 6x squared minus 6x squared is 0. And minus 19x minus 24x. That's simply 24x minus 19x, which is 5x. We bring down the next term, which is minus 20. Now 5x divided by x, that's 5. And then we multiply the whole of this by the 5. X times 5 is 5x. And minus 4 times 5 is minus 20. And when we subtract, we get 0. 5x minus 20. If you subtract 5x minus 20 from 5x minus 20, that's 0. So that means x squared plus, that simply means x squared plus 6x plus 5 is also a factor of the cubic equation. But this factor is a quadratic factor, so we can factorize it. The cubic equation is supposed to have 3 factors. We already have one of those factors, which is x minus 4, and we need 2 more. So the remaining 2 factors are what we're going to get when we factorize this. And this is simply x squared plus 5x plus x plus 5, which is equal to x into bracket x plus 5 plus 1 into bracket x plus 5. And that's x plus 1 times x plus 5. So that simply means the other factors are x plus 5. Other factors are x plus 5, x and x plus 1. So what are the other roots? So we can, to find the other roots, we just say x plus 1 equals 0, which means x equals minus 1, and x plus 1 equals 0, which means x equals minus 1, and x plus 5 equals 0, which means x equals minus 5. So sum of the other roots is going to be minus 1 plus minus 5, which is simply minus 6. And product of the other roots is minus 1 times minus 5, which is simply 5. And that answers that very, very simply. Then we go again to the next, which is number 3. Number 3, we have the questions already copied, so we'll just be copying the one we are doing and moving it to where we want to solve it. This is number 3. Number 3. And let's take that to where we are going to solve it. Yeah, this is a question now, number 3. Yeah, that's number 3. Given that x squared minus 3x minus 10 is a factor of g of x, which is equal to 2x cubed minus 7x squared plus bx plus c, where b and c are constants. Find the values of the constants b and c, and hence factorize g of x completely. Now, how do we do that? That's a simple one too. Now, g of x, okay, x squared minus 3x minus 10 is a factor of g of x. Let's write g of x first of all. G of x is 2x cubed minus 7x squared plus bx plus c. And x squared minus 3x minus 10 is a factor of it. If x squared minus 3x minus 10 is a factor of g of x, that simply means the factors of x squared minus 3x minus 10 are also factors of g of x. In other words, if you factorize x squared minus 3x minus 10, the factors are also going to be factors of g of x. So let's do that. This is going to be minus 10 times x squared. That's minus 10x squared. What are the factors of 10 such that when you add them, what are the factors whose product is minus 10x squared and whose sum is minus 3x? Those factors are 2x and minus 5x. 2x minus 5x is minus 3x, and at the same time 2x times minus 5x is minus 10x squared. So we are going to replace minus 3x with 2x minus 5x. That simply means x squared, I think I should write that here, x squared minus plus 2x minus 5x minus 10. It's only the middle term minus 3x that will change, and that's equal to, I think I can erase this. Now that simply means x into bracket x plus 2 minus 5 into bracket x plus 2, which is equal to x minus 5 times x plus 2. Now x minus 5 and x plus 2 are the factors of x squared minus 3x minus 10. That simply means they are also the factors of g of x, because x squared minus 3x minus 10 is a factor of g of x. It's just like saying if 12 is a factor of 24, then all of the factors of 12 are also factors of 24. Now, let's read further. Okay, where b and c are constants, find the values of the constants b and c, and hence factorize g of x completely. Now, if x minus 5 is a factor of g of x, that means when g of x is divided by x minus 5, the remainder is 0. And by the remainder theorem, the remainder when g of x is divided by x minus 5 is g of 5. Is g of 5. So that simply means g of 5 equals 0. And that means we just put 5 in g of x. That simply means 2 times 5 cubed. 2 times 5 cubed plus 2 times 5 cubed minus 7 times 5 squared plus b times 5 plus c equals 0. Yeah, we have just put 5 in g of x for x, and that simply means 5 cubed is 125 times 2 is 250 minus 25 times 7 is 175 plus 5b plus c equals 0. And that simply means 75 plus 5b plus c equals 0. And that's 5b plus c equals minus 75. I hope it's correct. 250 minus 175 should be 75. Yeah, I think that's correct. So this is one equation. Now, x plus 2 is also a factor of g of x. That means when g of x is divided by x plus 2, the remainder is 0. And by the remainder theorem, the remainder when g of x is divided by x plus 2 is g of minus 2. How do we get that? Just say x plus 2 equals 0 and x equals minus 2. So the remainder is going to be g of minus 2 when g of x is divided by x plus 2. So the remainder is 0 because x plus 2 is a factor. And that simply means 2 into bracket minus 2 cubed. Yes, that's correct. Minus 7 into bracket minus 2 squared plus b into bracket minus 2 plus c equals 0. Yeah, that's it. And that means minus 2 cubed is minus 8 times 2, minus 16. Minus 16 minus 2 squared, this is 4, times minus 7, that's minus 28, minus 2b plus c equals 0. Which is the same as minus 16 minus 28 is minus 16 minus 28. You can check that if minus 16 minus 28, that's minus 44. So that means minus 44 minus 2b plus c equals 0. Which means minus 2b plus c equals plus 44. When minus 44 goes to the right hand side, it becomes plus 44. And this can be our second equation. Now we solve the two equations simultaneously. The first one is 5b plus c equals minus 75. Let's put that there. That's our first equation. And the second equation is minus 2b. Let me move this to the right a little more. The second equation is minus 2b plus c equals 44. Now how do we solve that? The coefficients of c in the two equations are already the same, so I can just eliminate c first. This is equation 2. Now I want to eliminate c by subtracting equation 2 from 1. And that means 5b minus 2b. That's 5b plus 2b, which is 7b. c minus c is 0. And that means 7b equals minus 75 minus 44. That's minus 119. I hope that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. And what do we do to get b? B simply means, of course, we divide both sides by 7 to get b. And that gives us b equals minus 119 divided by 7 is 14. Minus 119 divided by 7 is minus 14. You can check that to be sure. Minus 119 divided by 7. Oh, that's minus 17 rather. 7 in 49 is 7. Minus 17. Now we can put b in either of the two equations to get c. I'm putting it in equation 2. Minus 2 times minus 17 plus c. Equation 2 is minus 2b plus c equals 44. So I replaced b with minus 17. And this simply means 34 plus c equals 44. Which means c equals 44 minus 34 and c equals 10. Now what's the question? The question is find the values of the constants b and c and hence factorize g of x completely. Now we have found the values of the constants b and c. B equals minus 17 and c equals 10. Now how do we factorize g of x completely? We can write g of x in full now, and that will be 2x cubed. G of x is 2x cubed minus 7x squared plus bx. I think I should copy that. This is g of x. This is g of x. Now we can put the values of b and c, which simply means 2x cubed minus 7x squared. B is minus 17, that will be minus 17x plus c, which is 10, plus 10. That's g of x. Now, how do we factorize it completely? We already know one of its factors. Okay, we even already know two of its factors. Let's see. Yeah, x squared minus 3x minus 10 is a factor of g of x. And x squared minus 3x minus 10 is the same as x minus 5 times x plus 2. So that means x minus 5 and x plus 2 are also factors of g of x. Now we need only one more factor of g of x. So we just divide g of x by this factor of it, which is the quadratic factor. This is a trick here. To find a third factor, divide g of x by the quadratic factor that you already know. If you don't know a quadratic factor, then you can divide by any factor that you have. But if you have one of the factors of a polynomial, of a cubic, or a polynomial of degree 3, and that factor is a quadratic factor, you just divide the polynomial by that factor to get the third factor. So I'm just going to divide g of x, because if I divide by a linear factor, I'm going to get another quadratic factor, and I will have to factorize again. So I'm dividing g of x, which is 2x cubed minus 7x squared minus 17x plus 10 by the quadratic factor that we already know, x squared minus 3x minus 10. Now 2x cubed divided by x squared is 2x. Now I multiply the whole of this by 2x, and that gives me 2x cubed minus 6x squared minus 20x. Now we subtract, and then we get 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is 0, minus 7x squared minus 6x squared, that's minus 7x squared plus 6x squared, which will be minus x squared. Now minus 17x minus 20x, that will be minus 17x plus 20x, which is 3x. And then I bring down the next term, which is plus 10. Now minus x squared divided by x squared, that's minus 1. And we multiply the whole of this again by minus 1. That's going to give me minus x squared plus 3x plus 10. And now we can see that when we subtract, the remainder is going to be 0. That's correct, because x squared minus 3x minus 10 is a factor of g of x. So when you divide g of x by x squared minus 3x minus 10, you should get 0. So g of x now is therefore x squared minus 3x minus 10 times 2x minus 1. And we know that x squared minus 3x minus 10 is x. What are the factors of that? X minus 5, x plus 2. So g of x equals x minus 5 times x plus 2, which are the factors of x squared minus 3x minus 10 times 2x minus 1. And that's the complete factorization of g of x. Now let's move to the next, which is number, let's move to the next, which is number, let's see if I can copy the page from here. We'll move to the next, which should be number, that should be number 4. Okay, let me just go up here to copy it. Number 4. That's number 4. Where's number 4? Yeah, number 4. This is number 4. number 4. Yeah, we now go down. This is question number 4. I can go up. Yeah, okay, that's number 4. Now, what does that say? This is ax squared plus ax squared. Yeah, now if x plus 2 and x minus 3 are factors of the polynomial f of x equals x cubed plus ax squared minus 7x plus b, where a and b are constants, determine the values of a and b, and hence factorize f of x completely. This is similar to what we just did. Now, the polynomial is f of x and it's equal to x cubed plus ax squared minus 7x plus b. Now, when it is divided by x plus 2 and x minus 3, the remainders are okay, x plus 2 and x minus 3 are factors of the polynomial f of x. They are factors of the polynomial, and we are supposed to find the values of a and b and then factorize f of x completely. Okay, if x plus 2 is a factor of f of x, that simply means the remainder when f of x divided by x plus 2 is 0, and that remainder is f of minus 2. So f of minus 2 equals 0, and that means minus 2 cubed plus a times minus 2 squared minus 7 times minus 2 plus b equals 0, which is the same as minus 8 plus 4a plus 14 plus b equals 0. And this simply means 4a plus b equals minus 8 plus 14 is 6. When that 6 goes to the right hand side, it becomes minus 6. And we can divide through by 2 before we call that equation 1. Oh, no. We can't divide through by 2. That's just equation 1. Now, if x minus 3 is a factor of f of x, that means f of 3 is equal to 0, which simply means 3 cubed plus a times 3 squared minus 7 times 3 plus b equals 0. If x minus 3 is a factor, that simply means f of 3 is equal to 0. And this simply means 27 plus 9a minus 21 plus b equals 0. 9a plus b equals 27 minus 21 is 6. When the 6 goes to the right hand side, it becomes minus 6. And that's equation 2. Now we can solve 1 and 2 simultaneously. Equation 1 is 4a plus b equals minus 6. 4a plus b equals minus 6. And equation 2 is 9a plus b equals minus 6. And we can eliminate b first by subtracting equation 2 from 1. 4a minus 9a is minus 5a, b minus b is 0, equals minus 6 minus minus 6. That's minus 6 plus 6, which is 0. And that simply means a equals 0. When you divide both sides by minus 5, a over 0 over minus 5 is 0. Dividing both sides by minus 5. That simply means a equals 0. Now putting a in equation 1, 4 times 0 plus b equals minus 6. We are putting a in equation 1 to find b. And that simply means 0 plus b equals minus 6. Which means b equals minus 6. So a equals 0 and b equals minus 6. Now, to factorize f of x completely, we have to write it here in full first. We have to state it in full. F of x. This is f of x. This is f of x. And that means it's equal to x cubed plus 0x squared is still 0. So that's going to be gone. And we just have x cubed minus 7x plus b, which is minus 6. That means minus 6. So this is f of x. How do we factorize it completely? We know some of its factors already. X plus 2 and x minus 3 are its factors. So we only need to find the third factor. To find the third factor, we can do that in different ways. We can multiply x plus 2 by x minus 3. And we now divide f of x by this product. That's going to be x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 6, which is equal to x squared minus x minus 6. Now, we just divide the polynomial f of x by this quadratic factor. If you divide the polynomial by x plus 2, you will get another quadratic factor, which you still need to factorize so that you can have 3 factors. So it's also easier. I think it's easier to just multiply the 2 linear factors that you already have and divide f of x by the product of the 2 linear factors to get the third linear factor. So we are now dividing f of x, which is x cubed minus 7x. There's no x squared term, so I'm going to write plus 0x squared minus 7x minus 6. That's just so that we don't get confused. So divided by x squared minus x minus 6. X cubed divided by x squared is x. When we multiply as usual, we get x cubed minus x squared minus 6x. And then we subtract x cubed minus x cubed is 0. 0x squared minus x squared is going to be 0x squared plus x squared, which is x squared. And this will be minus 7x plus 6x, which is minus x. We bring down the next term, which is minus 6. And then we go again. X squared divided by x squared is 1. And when we multiply the whole of this by 1, we have x squared minus x minus 6. So when we subtract, that's obviously 0. And that simply means f of x is equal to x squared minus x minus 6 times x plus 1. And I know the factors of this quadratic factor, which are x plus 3, x plus 2, and x minus 3. How about correct? X plus 2 times x minus 3. So the factors of f of x are x plus 2, x minus 3, and x plus 1. That's a complete factorization of f of x. Now that's the fourth one. How many have we taken? Let's take number 5. I think I can pick the questions from here. I don't have to scroll all the way down. Number 5 should be somewhere around here. Yeah, let me pick this way. Number 5. Copy, yes. And now paste here. Let's paste it on the last page here. Okay, that's number 5. Now this is number 5. Oh, it even has 5 and 6. And even some part of 4. Alright, so I don't need number 4. I'm just going to number 5. The question is, given that f of x equals, maybe I can copy from here rather than having to scroll down too much. Yeah, number 5. This is number 5. Now, given that f of x equals 2x cubed plus px squared plus qx minus 5, find just trying to adjust my question. Yeah, given that f of x equals 2x cubed plus px squared plus qx minus 5, find the values of the constants p and q such that the remainder is 8 when f of x is divided by x plus 1 and 35 when it's divided by x plus 2. Oh, this is simple. Let's go to it. Now f of x equals 2x cubed. 2x cubed plus px squared minus qx minus 5. Minus qx minus 5. Find the values of the constants p and q such that the remainder is 8 when f of x is divided by x plus 1 and 35 when it's divided by x plus 2. Okay, when f of x divided by x plus 1, the remainder is 8. That means f of minus 1 is 8. Which simply means 2. I want to make sure that's correct. Yeah, when it's divided by x plus 1, the remainder is 8. That means f of minus 1 is 8, which simply means 2 times minus 1 cubed plus p times minus 1 squared minus q rather times minus 1 minus 5 equals 8. Which simply means minus 1 cubed is minus 1 times 2 minus 2. Minus 1 squared is 1 times p plus p. Minus q times minus 1 is plus q minus 5 equals 8. Which is the same as p plus q equals minus 2 minus 5 is minus 7. When it goes to the right hand side, it becomes plus 7. 8 plus 7 is 15. And that's equation 1. Now, when f of x divided by x minus, when it's divided by x plus 2, the remainder is 35. That simply means f of minus 2 is 35. F of minus 2 equals 35, which simply means 2 times minus 2 cubed plus p times minus 2 minus q times minus 2 minus 5 equals 35. That's just simply substituting minus 2 for x in f of x. So this means minus 2 cubed is minus 8 times 2 minus 16. Oh, this is supposed to be minus 2 p times minus 2 squared. Minus 2 squared is 4 times p. That's 4p. And this is also plus 2q minus 5 equals 35. Which means 4p plus 2q minus 16 minus 5 is minus 21. When it goes to the right hand side, it becomes plus 21. And we have 35 plus 21, which is 56. And I can divide through by 2 to make the equation simpler. That means 2p plus q equals 28. And that's equation 2. Now, I want to solve equations 1 and 2 simultaneously. Equation 1 is p plus q equals 5. Is that 5 or 15? Equals 15. And equation 2 is 2p plus q equals 28. The coefficients of q in the two equations are already the same, so I can just eliminate q first. P minus 2p is minus p, and q minus q is 0. Minus p equals 15 minus 28 is minus 13, and that simply means p equals 13. Now I'm going to put p in equation 1 to find q. That means 13 plus q equals 15, which means q equals 15 minus 13, and that means q equals 2. Now what's the question? It says factorize, okay, find the values of p and q. Okay, and that's it simply. That's even a very simple one. So p is therefore 13 equal to 13, and q is equal to 2. So that's it. Very, very simply. We're going to take 10 at a time, but I think we should take a breather and then come back very, very shortly. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next. Bye bye.